Today we're discussing the event of homelessness, how you got to this point. And like, I'd like to start from the beginning, where you come from.
Chicago, Illinois.
All right, and you grew up what kind of household? Give me a description.
Middle class family. My mom and dad worked. My dad worked at O'Hare International Airport for 25 years.
Okay.
When Marriott had in-flight services.
All right. So, what made you decide to join the military?
My oldest brother was in the military, and I figured if he could do it, I could do it.
Right. It's kind of like I'm gonna outdo my brother.
Well, not outdo him. Basically, I said I'll see what it's about.
All right.
And then basic training, the drill sergeants were hollering and screaming at you. I said, well, shit, if that's the case, I can do that. That's what my dad did.
All right. So what MOS were you?
76 Delta.
76
the
Delta.
Whole supply system.
And what years did you serve?
1978 to 1984.
Okay. And where did you go to basic training?
Fort Dix, New Jersey. I didn't see any women for 4 months.
Okay. And when you were in your time of service, were there any events that you can think of that traumatized you or put you into a state to think that, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, or what made you change your mind to get out?
Well, to tell you the truth, when I went in, everything was eye-opening experience, from Fort Dix, New Jersey for basic, Fort Lee, Virginia for advanced individual training, and my first duty station, Fort Hood. When I got to Fort Hood, then I had second thoughts, because you're in the frying pan, in the skillet, in the frying pan, on the fire.
All right. So let's get to the point where you're getting out about 6 months or a year before you're getting out. Did you have a plan of what you were going to do?
I just knew it was time for me to go.
It's time for you to go. Now, were you having troubles with the military at that point? Because sometimes the reason why we get out, like for me, was I was having anger with what was happening in my situation. I wasn't moving in the directions I wanted to go into, so I knew it was time for me to get out. But I didn't have a plan. I didn't have an idea of what I was going to do. So did you have an idea of what you were going to do?
I had an idea. It was just time to leave. Plans are meant to be disrupted. Yet still, I was going through a lot at the time. And I figured that before I lose all of my benefits, it's just time to go.
Okay.
And discharging and having 2 honorable discharges,
right,
couldn't beat that.
Okay, so would you say you were having, at that time when you were in the military, were you having drug or alcohol problems at that point?
No, sir. I was just basically having problems with the individuals that I was stationed with. I got along with every other race except my own.
Okay.
And I couldn't understand that.
All right. Well, so then we go ahead and we'll advance forward. You're getting out. Where do you go? Explain what happens at that point.
Well, I had got orders to go to Korea 6 months before I got out. I didn't embark on that. I told them, let me think about it. And 4 months later, I said, no, let me get my discharge paper.
Okay.
Again, I got into a fight, and it wasn't my fault, yet still by my rank and my promotable status, I was looked at as being as the one that needed to conduct myself a whole lot better.
Okay.
So basically, they was trying to make an example out of me, and I felt that I was getting fucked up. Excuse my French.
We all have those moments where there are parts of life where it happens. So you knew it was time for you to get out. Now you're getting out. You're going home. There wasn't a plan. You were just basically going back home to what environment? You had an apartment set up, money saved up for this event?
My money saved up, and I decided to stay with my mom for some reason. I knew she needed help.
Okay.
When I was in the military, I sent her $450 a month for 6 years.
Okay.
I didn't mind doing that.
Right.
Because I had the roof over my head. I already had food to eat, and I basically was stable.
Were you in the GI Bill at that time?
No, sir.
No, so you didn't enroll into it? Was it offered to you?
I was in the modern army, considering, you know, the new GI Bill. It's educational benefits, the VEEP program. Veterans Educational Assistance Program.
Okay. So you got out, you go home, and you're with mom. And what kind of work were you doing?
Well, instead of me going back to school or going to school, I got a job working for a company that assembled and shipped automotive transmission flippers for Ford, GM, Chrysler, Fram, Napa, to name a few.
Okay.
And all I did was just pull orders, and we shipped them out, palletized them and shipped them out.
And at that point, how far were you out when you started running into problems with? I mean, because where you are now, how did you actually start to momentum to being on the streets?
Well, basically, my dad got sick. He was fighting diabetes back in the 80s. They didn't have the type of medical assistance now. I mean, back then as they do now. And he had back circulation in his foot, and they wanted to amputate it, and he said no. 5 days later, he had a stroke, and he passed before his birthday.
Okay.
My dad was 51 when he passed, 5 days before his 52nd birthday. He couldn't tell me anything, you know. I didn't know how much I really missed him and cared, how much he cared about us as a family until I lost him. So my downward spiral started there. Drugs, yeah, I was drinking, I was smoking marijuana, and back in Illinois, hey, you smoke marijuana and drink to your heart's content. Basically, I got into the other recreational drugs. And I had individuals that I went to school with that not just dealt with cocaine, but basically used.
Right.
And I started using. But I would go to work and I would do what I needed to do, and I didn't see myself falling by the wayside until basically I would go to work and I couldn't function, couldn't do my job.
Okay. All right, so, and that leads you to where you are right now. Now, did you go homeless there, or did you move to a different environment? How'd you get to Denver, Colorado?
Well, I got homeless in Chicago, and in the wintertime, and you're homeless, it's no joke.
Right.
But I had an individual, I was staying at a shelter 40 miles outside of Chicago, and he needed someone to help him drive to Colorado because his ex-wife was here and his kids. So I didn't have anything holding me back. I just said, well, hell, I'll help you drive.
Right.
And I've been here ever since, 1989. I've been here ever since.
You've watched things change around a little bit.
Oh, yes.
All right, so let's go to the magic genie bottle. You can get 3 wishes, and go back to the very beginning when you got out. What would you do to make it different, so you wouldn't be right where you are?
If I could do it all over again, I basically would have stayed in.
You would stayed in.
I would have stayed in. I would have went to see Korea. I would have embarked on that tour to go to Korea.
Now, say you couldn't stay in, you had to get out. You had those 3 wishes. How would you try to take those into effect that would help you where you are right now? You got off the bus and you had 3 wishes. You know your dad and mom are where they are.
That's a good question. I would have to say, okay, if I wouldn't have stayed in, or I should have stayed in, I didn't. I would have stayed at the job that I had, because that job was paying great. I got paid every week. I couldn't beat that. I had my own means of transportation. I had my own house. I was staying with a woman and her daughter and her mom. When her mom passed, you know, I felt a separation there. And if I could do it all over again, I just would be an independent individual. I wouldn't live with anybody other than my mom.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this: do you ever feel like me being a veteran and getting out? I kind of felt I was stuck in the moments of 3 seconds, where I kind of felt my training was that if I didn't make yes or no life decisions in 3 seconds, lives mattered, people die, the mission could be compromised. So when I got out, I was doing that 3-second thinking that I noticed it was always affecting me and causing problems, where if you didn't get it right, no. No was an easy answer for me.
No was
people.
A quick answer.
Yep, and piss people off. People pissed me off. No was like the fastest answer. Did you see any moments where you were realizing that you were making those kind of harsh, fast decisions?
Yeah, it was cut and dry. It was point blank, you know. It was a done dollar. Either you did it or you didn't.
Right.
The fact of the matter is, you have to say to yourself, okay, which would be your better choice. Okay. Having a place to transition, to get out the military and don't be in a culture shock. Don't just say, I'm wondering where I'll go, what I'll do.
Right.
You're basically pondering the thought, and you're lost in your train of thought.
Right.
And I don't feel that there's any facilities or services for individuals to get out of the military for that.
So this is gonna be on a website across the United States of America. Is there anything you want to say to family members or anybody out there that maybe want to come home or get some help? This is it, man.
Right now, I feel that I'm shooting from the hip. Right now, my help is coming from the Lord.
Okay.
My life is changing, and I feel the change. Change is good.
All right.
Okay. Either way it go, if you're at a day shelter, utilize it as a stepping stone. Don't utilize it as a crutch.
Okay.
Okay. And then there are other services that are available for veterans. Yet still, a veteran shouldn't have to go through all the red tape and paperwork that they got to go through right
They've
now.
actually opened the doors a lot easier. That's what I'm going to try and tell you, to go head over to the center. I'm going to give you a phone number and a number to get in contact with them, because they've opened the doors a lot wider now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to walk in with that honorable discharge, everything going off the bat, to get you into some help or everything going on.
I got that into it. And in more ways than one, okay, I know the good Lord is weeding out what I don't need in my life. Okay? It's not going to happen overnight, because I embarked on this journey years ago.
Right.
So it's going to take some time to get all this out of my system.
All right, so give me a little background of where you're from and hometown, education, and how you got into the military.
Grew up in a place called New Philadelphia, Ohio.
Okay.
Adopted when I was 2. Lived in a very small town. Had a graduation class of 245 people.
Small town. Yeah.
The population, 99% Caucasian. We had a family, probably 3 blocks this way, 3 blocks that way, that was African American. I just grew up in a segregated, kind of, not segregated place, but you know, when you're like a minority,
It's separate.
Yeah, a little separate.
So let me ask you this: what were you ever thinking? I want to be in the military when you were younger, or were you just happen to fall in the military? How'd that happen?
I lost a job as a television news reporter. Kind of freaked out. What was I going to go do? Taking care of my wife and my kids. I was already in National Guard, trained to be an EMT, combat medic. I said, well, since I already have this training, I'm ready to go. Maybe I'll just sign the paperwork to go to the military. I get the GI Bill. I get a sign-on bonus. Never thought about, hey, I'm signing up to go kill people. You know what I mean? I'm going to be a combat medic. There's no war going on.
Well, I can say in my situation when I joined, I felt the same way, that I was doing it for college money to go to med school.
Yeah.
I was tired of working in the plants, being laid off and losing jobs that didn't mean anything, and got married at 15 with kids. So I had the same kind of situation, snowballing effect for me. But I also felt that I was in a safe environment going to there wasn't any conflicts happening. And my story is just
They
similar.
told me about the money. I said, well, I can live on this.
Right.
We can travel around the world, whatever, you know. Thought about some of the benefits. I never thought about, hey, we're going to have to go bang bang somewhere.
So, what MO? You joined the Army, Navy. What'd you join?
Army, 91 Alpha 10, combat medic.
Okay. Fort Sam Houston.
There you go.
Right, so, when you were in,
Yes.
how many years did you do?
I did 4 inactive, 2 active.
Okay. And were any of these in conflict time?
No conflict time. During basic training, Fort McClellan, I think Grenada broke out. Then we had a small skirmish somewhere else.
Okay.
It was Grenada and Panama.
All right. So during your time span in the military, how was that? Did you progress fine and didn't have any problems, or did you run any problems while you were in the military?
I went in PFC, promotable, right out of basic. Went to the Soldier Cycle Board. Things were going fine. I had problems being married with children and having a military life.
Okay.
They kind of interrupted my family life. Like my job, having problems just being promoted. In my unit, I think we had 2 E4s and 3 PFCs.
Okay.
The rest were E5 and above. The slots for going up in my unit were kind of closed out.
Right.
I got to a point where I was still drinking. I was drinking before I got in the military. I still was drinking. Drinking kind of escalated things to where I got in trouble for drinking.
Right.
Fighting, not showing up for formation, stuff like that.
Okay. So you get to the end of your time here, you know you're getting ready to get out, or what made that decision for you to get out?
I got another DUI. I was coming in on post to sign out on leave. And I had alcohol in my breath. MP stopped me, said my taillight was out.
Okay.
He said he smelled alcohol, gave me the whole 9 yards. They put me in the hole, and I got Article 15 for the second time.
Okay.
They decided to Chapter 15 me, and when you do that, I believe when you go to JAG, there's no rights for you to appeal it.
Mm-hmm.
They write it down. You go to JAG, get your sentencing,
Right.
and I got a general discharge under honorable conditions.
Okay. So with that, you still have did you enter the GI Bill or anything like that?
I had entered the GI Bill, but I also had some problems after I lost my rank. The pay goes down when you lose your rank.
Right.
So I'm struggling to keep my family, and so I canceled the GI Bill, so I can keep that money to, keep my family together.
So when you got out, did you have what was your plan at that point? So obviously there wasn't a plan, you're being forced out, you're going back home.
At the same time, I'm going through a divorce.
Okay.
So I'm a little rattled.
Right.
My wife and I are splitting up. The military is saying, hey, no, you can't stay here anymore because you don't have a problem with drinking. I'm kind of upset on both sides.
Right.
I got a lot of stuff going on. It's hard to get help.
When you get off that bus back in your hometown, or did you actually walk out the gate of your unit? And
I was at Fort Carson, Colorado Springs. Stayed there because I knew people there. I felt comfortable here. I have family here. Got out, got an apartment, several jobs. Think I'm doing okay. I'm still having problems with the divorce, fighting for custody of my son. Things just didn't go right. I kept drinking, kept getting in fights, not carrying myself in a way I would have liked to carry myself.
Okay. So did you run into the law? What brought you to the point where you are here right now?
Legal problems, and drinking and drugs.
Okay.
Basically, my anger, my attitude sometimes, I get angry, I get frustrated.
Right.
I don't want to be out here. It's not something I chose. I believe a lot of conditions helped me to get here.
Okay.
I never got help for things that I needed help for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. So we're gonna go to I give the 3 wishes, the genie bottle wishes.
All right.
You got the genie, you got 3 wishes. While you're in, what will be one of those wishes while you're in the military still?
At the time that I got my Article 15, I had just got my orders signed to go to PA school. So it seemed to me that I was progressing in the military, in my job. PA school would have been a plus for me. I liked what I did. I was going to progress in that and being more professional for the military. Right? That's one wish. I could have stayed in, went to PA school, completed that.
And that would have pretty much launched you in the right direction.
There you go.
Now let's go to the 3 wishes, and you're getting out. You can't stay in,
Okay.
and you had those 3 wishes. What would be the wishes?
Probably a job in the fields that I could actually work in, Right now, my felony background prevents me from housing, and it also prevents me from working where I like to work.
Okay. Okay.
So my wish would be that I can wipe out all my criminal history. I guess.
All right, let's go to something else that I didn't get a chance to get into right now.
All right.
What programs are you in right now that are trying to assist you in getting back out off the streets? And
The military has a satellite office at 30th and Downing. They have an integrated PTSD class.
right.
The gentleman that runs the class actually went through some serious problems. They are also ex-military. He's letting guys know that PTSD is something that people aren't looking at as being something that's bothering us. We have things in our backgrounds. We have to take care of some stuff. This program is giving me a chance to at least get programmed. There's also, I get marginalized from my background, even from the military. You can't go to this class because we can't house you because of your military background, well, because your criminal background. I said, well, what do you want me to do? what is my options? I come to get housing, same thing.
So
I've got another program I go to as well at the regular VA, which is drug and alcohol. It's outpatient. When I can get there.
all right. So let me ask you this: do you think these programs are working with you at this point? Are you getting better? Do you feel like you're moving or in a better direction right now?
No.
And why is that?
More than
You
one
gotta be
time.
honest now. It's got to be either you're not taking the ball and running with it, or you're actually having struggles with the program. Which is it?
I'm pulling towards what part am I playing in my own recovery.
Okay.
Okay. I have some problems sometimes. Like I said, I get frustrated with the people, and I say, "Fuck it, excuse me."
That's all right.
Honest.
We're okay with it.
All right. That's off the hip. I do like the fact that they are trying to help me.
Okay.
I need somebody sometime to just say, "Hey, man, it's gonna be okay." I don't have that.
All right.
Okay.
So you've got, there's going to be Across America right now.
Okay.
You've got a chance to tell any family members, anybody out there, if you want to help me out, get me back home, here's your chance to talk to them about it. Face the camera, tell them exactly how you feel.
For my family and friends, first I'd like to make an apology. You know me, you've seen me, you've grown up with me, you've taught me. I think possibly I might not be doing the right thing. I love you. I want you to just love me. Help me through this, if you can. If you can, I forgive you. And you know, I'd rather have family than no family.